Viruses are tiny, half-alive, half-artificial beings that barely classify as organisms. Viruses are invisible armies that can attack animals or bacteria, causing lots of harm. They are smaller than cells and invisible to the naked eye. Despite being invisible, they're responsible for some of the most dangerous diseases in history. Some examples of these include Ebola, COVID-19, and HIV/AIDS. When it comes to a taxonomic classification, viruses do not fit into a kingdom or domain. They do, however, have their own phylum in different classes. Since viruses are made of DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid, or RNA, ribonucleic acid, wrapped in a protein membrane, these phylums and classes differ between the two. The general phylum for viruses is vira, and they can be split into either deoxyvira or ribovira, depending on whether they contain DNA or RNA. Viruses are not living things and therefore do not produce nor require energy or food. All they need to reproduce is a host cell, hijacking it and using its resources for itself, and they are completely inactive when they are not within a cell. There are two main cycles a virus will go through to spread. The lytic life cycle of a virus starts with the virus attaching itself to a host cell. Eventually, the virus will penetrate the membrane and enter the cell, replicate its genetic material into the cell, and then release to infect more cells. An alternative cycle, the lysogenic cycle, is much slower and involves the virus infecting a cell and staying hidden, so while the cell undergoes its normal mitosis, it has no idea it is replicating the virus as well. Eventually, this will develop into the lytic cycle. Viruses can be found quite literally everywhere. Their genetic composition consists of a virion particle, which is the actual infectious part of a virus. Viruses also have a protein shell called a capsid, and some have a lipid envelope containing embedded proteins. These proteins determine things like the range and type of cell a virus can infect. Viruses are the cause of several illnesses, ranging from the common cold to some of the deadliest diseases on the planet. They can spread through the air. If an infected person sneezes or coughs, you can inhale the virus. They can also spread through contact with a contaminated object. Some viruses, such as West Nile virus, are transported by animals like mosquitoes. Others are spread through contact with bodily fluids such as blood or saliva. Symptoms of a viral infection range depending on the specific virus at work. However, some common symptoms are flu-like, including headaches, nausea, and fatigue. Unfortunately, viruses cannot be cured with medication like bacterial infections or illness. This is because the virus completely takes over the host cell, and it would be impossible to kill the virus without also killing the cell. The best someone can do to protect themselves from the harm a virus can cause is to get vaccinated as soon as possible. It's not all bad though. Due to how well viruses can enter cells, they are common vectors for gene therapy. Gene therapy is the process of attempting to cure diseases by changing certain parts of a cell's genetic structure. The viral, dangerous parts of the virus are removed and replaced with the missing DNA or gene, and the virus can deliver new information to the cell and can use it to its advantage. Viruses do more harm than good. They are very complex and interesting to learn about, and I hope you learned something new, and thank you for watching.